Oh man, fellas, oh man, boy, do I got a good story for y'all today, legitimately, right? Because let's be honest here, right? I don't feel like covering the news. I just don't. So we're gonna do something enjoyable for me and something enjoyable for y'all and something that y'all is gonna like, right? And this is just, this is great. Let's get into this. This is gonna be fucking awesome.
It's all over YouTube, it's all over Facebook and the internet. And I knew it was only going to be a matter of time before it showed up on my channel. And that topic is, should I bring my Filipino wife or girlfriend to my country? Well, it just all depends. That's a personal choice, number one.
All right, so this dude here is an expat who lives in, you know what I'm saying, in the Philippines, right? And he went and got him, you know what I'm saying, a Filipino wife. I know a lot of y'all dudes out here think that, oh man, all I need to do is get away from one of these countries that's more patriarchal and, you know what I mean, life will be good, you know what I'm saying? Like she'll behave herself. Yo, y'all could not be more wrong. Kill us rock.
And number two is some guys, they don't have a choice. They're not retired yet. They're not financially able to just move over here and get married and and relocate to the Philippines. So they have to take their wife or their girlfriend back with them. I mean, it's common sense, okay? So the question really shouldn't be, should I bring my wife or my girlfriend back to my country? The question should be, do I pose, what risk? Am I running any risk? What risk am I running by bringing my wife and girlfriend back to my country?
Well, why don't you tell us, man? Like, yo, I know you're trying to drag this video out to make it a little longer and whatnot, but I'll be real with you, son. Just break it down. Let me know what the problems are with this mentality.
That should be more of the question. And I'm going to address it today like I address everything else. I'm going to give you the nitty gritty. And that's what I'm seeing, what I'm living, and what I'm experiencing. And all three above apply to this subject in my life. I'm not going to tell you something I don't know anything about. But I'm going to put this disclaimer out here. To the degree that I'm going to talk about this today, it doesn't apply to the overwhelming majority of Filipinos when they come over there.
I mean, like, they don't apply to like all of them, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like, there's got to be like a few of them that, behave themselves. But I mean, but like,
All right? I'm not generalizing anything. I'm not putting anybody down. But they asked me the question, and I'm going to give you my answer. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to walk on the eggshells with it. I'm not going to tiptoe around it.
I mean, because I feel like that's what you're doing right now at this moment. You know what I'm saying? So how about you get to it at the second? Step, motherfucker. Like, I want to go to bed. Come on.
If a Filipino that grows up in the Philippines her whole entire life comes to America, she's going to change. Now, to what degree? It just depends on her personality. But they all change, ladies and gentlemen, to some degree. Some more than others. And it usually happens the minute they get off the plane. But let me go.
It's weird, man. It's almost like, you know what I'm saying? Like the moment you give a female freedom, you know what I'm saying? It's the same as like a dude who escapes jail like that. He's just gonna start running. It's weird how nature works. Like,
go back 1 minute. See, one thing I really, really admire about Filipinos, period, is this. Their ability to assimilate into the country that they move to. See, Filipinos are all over the world. They live in, they're working, they're thriving all over the world. And they have just, the ability to just slide in a country and just disappear, to get swallowed up, and they'll assimilate.
That's weird, man. You know what I'm saying? And like, strange. We have people here who don't do that. I mean, I don't know what you call those people. I don't know. They've been here for like, 500 years and they haven't really assimilated to any. But I'm saying, let's keep going, man.
So when they come to America, what's the easiest country in the world on this planet to assimilate? It's America, obviously. All right, so if you're like me, and I'm taking you're like me, I'm gonna take it that you came over here because you had grown tired of the women over there, the relationships over there. So you came over here to get, to find something different, didn't you?
Or you came over here to find a female, you know what I'm saying, who'll be subservient to you and behave herself, because you got tired of having to deal with the nonsense back in America, right? But what you're going to find out is that, doesn't matter where you are, who you are, what you're doing, or where you live. It don't really change in the end of the day. But let's keep going.
Well, in a very short time, what's going to happen, she's going to become a Filipina American. All right, because it's not like over here in the Philippines. See, Filipinos leave you alone over here. They're not going to bother you. They're not going to make you learn the language. They're not going to make you learn their traditions and all of that, like what happens when they go to America. See, when foreigners go to America, man, we make them speak the language. You better learn English over there. You better start celebrating Thanksgiving. And, Filipinos have no idea what Thanksgiving is. But when they get over there, they're celebrating Thanksgiving.
Let's be honest here. The reason why Americans don't speak English or don't speak anything but English is because of the fact this country is vast, right? They're like most of us never leave. In the end of the day, it's something like only like 15% of our population has ever been outside the U.S. border. Right? Like there's people who lived in the same neighborhood their whole life and never left. There's people in New York who never leave New York. That's just how it operates.
4th of July and all that other stuff like that. You see, before long, the very things that you didn't like about American women, American relationships, it's going to apply to your own relationship. But I'm off the subject a little bit. Let me get back on the subject. So it starts the minute she gets off the plane. Her hair is on fire. She's excited. She's finally in America, this place she's been dreaming about and hearing about her entire life. And what you're going to do, because you're a good guy, you're one of us, you're going to do everything you can to make her transition smoother and easier. See, because you've already sacrificed. You've already spent the money to get over there. You've already done all that hard work. Some of us, not me, but some of us, we even hire a lawyer to do the visa. That's extra money. So she gets over here, you're doing everything you can. The first thing you do, which turns out to be your first mistake, because here's where the problems start.
You mean like these broads, you know what I'm saying, is trained from when they's little kids to stand here and behave themselves for an American male so they can get a free pass to go to the country where they have freedom and the opportunity to do whatever the fuck it is they want, you know what I'm saying, and then bring their family over and enjoy themselves? You mean they're going to take advantage of simps over here trying to pick up Filipino women? Wow, that's a crazy ideology. It seems like maybe a simp doesn't know that he's prey. You know what I'm saying? He thinks he's a wolf. He's over here to take advantage of this broad, you know what I mean? And, be part of a positive situation. And in reality, you know what I'm saying, he's the sheep who's about to be led to the slaughter. But let's see how it turns out.
Is you find the Catholic Church in your area, the one where they have a Filipino mass once a month. See, it's in every city. Okay, this is where all the Filipinos come and congregate, from the richest to the newest. They come there, they worship, and after that, everybody brings food, they socialize, they eat food, they go home, and then they do it next month. But this is where she meets a lot of people. But out of those people, what's going to happen is she's going to carve out a niche of 5 or 6 women that's going to become her clique. And guess what? This clique is going to become more influential in her life than you are.
So what you're saying is, right, is that these already Americanized women are going to stand there and get all up in their head, especially since you didn't learn her motherfucking language and shit. You know what I mean? And you don't really have an actual relationship, but you have what it is that she portrays to you. You know what I'm saying? Because she could be talking all types of hot dog shit behind your back and you wouldn't even know it because you don't speak a fucking language. Yeah, that's weird. You know what I'm saying? That is legitimately, that's some strange stuff that something like that would happen to a motherfucking simp. Like,
Yeah. You've heard of the Jordan rules, right? Remember when Michael Jordan was playing basketball and the Detroit Pistons came up with a way to stop him? They came up with the Jordan rules. Well, I invented something. So if you hear it anywhere else, it comes from me. It's called the Filipino rules. And this is just this old jacked up strategy that the veteran Filipinos that's been over there for a while, they sit the newbie down and they give her this strategy. And I'm not going to go over it all. I'm going to just, in a general way today, because I'm going to do a whole video on it. It's real deep, it's real powerful, but they start talking to her about just in case. Things to do just in case. See, because the first thing they tell her when she gets over here is, you got a voice over here now. You don't have to put up with stuff like you did at home. See, because Filipinos, they don't have a voice over here. They better not speak up against the government over here. They would never think to stand up to their husbands over here. Okay, you better keep your head down to the grindstone, work, take care of the kids, cook, do your part, and make the best of it, which they do over here. But when they get to America, see, they tell them first thing, girl, you got rights over here.
oh man, you know, I mean, like you get it back to the crib and all of a sudden, like, yo, you done gave her the exact thing you fucking left to avoid. Like, oh, yo, fucking simps are so dumb.
You powerful over here. And they run it down to her. You know, it's just part of the Filipino rules, you know. And then another thing they tell them is, just in case, you know, that y'all separate or divorce and you don't have the removal of conditions off your green card yet, here's what you do. You know, they start acting as these pseudo lawyers. I mean, because I'm going to tell you something about the support group that the Filipino has over in America. It's very, very powerful. That's why I always suggest that expats over here, see, we're totally different. We're Americans, you know. We don't want to come together like that. We're not that tight anymore like that. See, where if something happens to a Filipino over there, man, they rally around her, man. I mean, you know, she's going through a divorce, okay, you can stay with me. You need a job, okay, here's where they're hiring. I'm going to hire you. Just show up. See, but we don't have that over here. Hell, if I was to incur trouble or problems, financial problems over, they would laugh at me and they say, oh, you should have, you know, bought more money, you should have planned better. But no, they don't do that over there. And in a very, very short time, that clique becomes more influential over your wife or girlfriend than you.
It's weird, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird. Like, you done took her, you know what I'm saying, out of that situation, brought her over here, and then you ended up having the same goddamn problem we have in this neck of the woods. It's strange how the fuck that works. Legitimately, like, yo, oh man, listen, like, yo, the bitterness, like, yo, the bitterness that is not like, yo, you don't own pussy. You were just renting it for the moment. Like, motherfuckers don't understand this fact. You never own shit. All right. Don't ever assume that you own something. Legitimately. That's why you probably shouldn't make large investments into something. Like, you make an investment into yourself. You know, like, in the end of the day, like, that's really what you got to do is make an investment in you. Don't worry about what the fuck it is she wants. You make an investment into you in the end of the day.
Remember, I told you America is the easiest country on the planet, and I argue with anybody, to assimilate into. And see, I mean, very, very soon they find out how easy it is to get a job, apartment, credit cards, a car, and pretty soon they just like, oh, what I need him for? I don't need him. Okay, because remember that clique I told you about, some of their husbands are doctors, they're business owners. They got money, a lot more money than you got. So when they go over their house, they start looking around like, wow, look at this farm they live on. Or Look at this big mansion they living in. And then when they get home, that 3,000 square foot house that you live in, it's not good enough anymore. See? They forget all about, they're living in a 15 square meter kubo up in the mountains in Naga City, Cebu. They forget all about that because see now that click is in their ear. Oh yeah, you know, he ain't good enough for you. You should trade him in, get you somebody with some money over here.
Hypergamy's a motherfucker, ain't it? Legit. Yo. That female nature is always there. No matter what happens, dude. Like, yo, it don't matter where you go, what fucking country you go to, which female you go get. It don't matter whether or not they are patriarchy or they just a regular motherfucking country. Like, yo, legit. Hypergamy. Female nature is what female nature is.
You know, see, I'm telling you what I know. My ex, who I got a son by, she beat me to the States. I was over on vacation, man. She beat me to the States. I was looking for her because I sent her some money for my son, and she never replied back. She, you know, to thank you or nothing like that. So come find out, she was living in North Carolina. She married a guy, and I can't speak for his character. I don't know him. I'm just going by what she told.
Wait. So this bitch, yo, you came over here, right? Married this broad. She went back to the States, ended up staying in the States, took your kid with her, and now she married to another dude. And you even sent this broad money. Yo. Alpha fucks and beta buck sons. It is what it is.
Told me and what she showed me. He was a retired policeman or sheriff in North Carolina. Nice pension, nice house. You know, he's been married a few times, but anyway, oh man, it wasn't long before, because she had the Filipino rules memorized. Wasn't long she kicked him to the curb and divorced him. I can show you, but I deleted it. If you don't believe me, ask my wife. She'll tell you. I got an email from her the other day. Oh, she's so happy. She's talking about how she's young, single, and free over in America now and can do everything she wants. This little timid, shy, beautiful human being that I met over here.
Yo, man, listen, like, yo, real shit. Yo, you motherfuckers have no idea that they're prey. Yo, my wife ain't your wife no more. She already married and divorced after you. Like, yo, that ain't your wife no more. She is single and free and happy, right, with your kid just hanging the fuck out, watching her getting digged down by every motherfucking alpha she could find. Fuck out of here.
From the mountains of Naga City, Cebu, Lanus has turned into this monster over in America, because that's what happens to some of them. This was a song when I was growing up that said, I created a monster out of a shy country girl. Well, see, that's the same thing that happens to some of the Filipinos, and some of us are to blame, you know, because we liberate them before they even get over here sexually. You know, we make them a little bit more independent by giving them money and stuff like that. But then when she finally gets over there in America, now, you know, all of a sudden, she done forgot about all the sacrifices you made to get her over there. See, because I'm going to tell you something, and, you know, I'm never going to sugarcoat it. I'm always going to tell you like it is. In this culture, there's two things that they don't have here that we have over there. One is appreciation, and one is consideration. Okay? Filipinos, I don't care how much you do for them. They're not going to appreciate it. Okay? And I argue with anybody about that.
Yo, let's be real here, all right? Let's keep it all the way 100. Anybody who's ever been with a woman ever and has done something for her and, you know what I mean, fucking try to look back on the cook back. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Look out on the cookout, man. You know, like I did for you, do for me. And they're like, oh, well, what have you done for me lately, Eddie? Like, yo, Eddie told you about this back in the 80s, son. Man, listen, like, yo, nobody appreciates shit long term. All right, this is a female nature as a whole. All right, broads back in the States, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, they don't appreciate nothing neither. But, you know, That's why it is like, yo, for the most part, we don't really have relationships anymore. You know, unless like the broad's old and's out of options. You know what I mean? But even then, like, you still got to worry because these young dudes is out here young dudes is out here looking for whatever because, man, listen, this current breed of garbage broads that we fucking brought up with them is horrible. So they looking to escape that shit. Yo, poor beta bucks. I feel for them, homie.
They come to expect you to do that kind of stuff. They're not going to appreciate it. You get them a visa, whether you should have did it. Yeah, I'm your girlfriend. You know, I'm the mother of your son or whatever like that. They're not going to appreciate it. They're not going to appreciate the fact that you've taken them from practically the mud and put them on a damn pedestal. So, you know, do it from your heart. Don't do it expecting her to, you know, appreciate that. Because I'm going to tell you, I told you in my video yesterday, man, Filipinos over, they're not meat, man. They're tough. They're tough as nails. You have to be tough over here to make it. They have an edge about them. But, see, they're so good at hiding it. They're so good with self-control that you'll never see that until it's too late. See? So you pose that risk when you take her over there, and then pretty soon, you know, next thing you know, she's dating somebody on your job or somebody in your neighborhood because they move on really quick. See, this group, you know, you're not going to spend much time with her anymore because she always wants to be with the Filipino clique so they can talk the language. See,
it's almost like, you know what I'm saying, she used you as prey, right? She used the pussy as bait, used you as prey, and then got the hell back to the States and, you know what I'm saying, bounced the moment she found an opportunity to do so. You know, man, you get what you pay for, son. You know what I mean? Real shit. Like, yo, if you're just going to buy a whore, buy a whore. In the end of the day, you know what I mean? Like, yo, you're going to do that, go do that. But don't be expecting a female, you know what I mean, to stand here and hold loyalty to you just because you give them money, because you bought them some shit. You know what I mean? You picked them up off the floor. Like, yo, and, you know what I mean? Like, any dude, any American with a couple of bones could have picked her up off the floor. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, that don't show respect. You know what I mean? Because, like, yo, you didn't really choose that Filipino chick. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you chose a Filipino chick. And then you took her back to the States and she chose to go get all the dicks. Like, yo, let's keep rocking.
See? Because it's a powerful support group, guys. You know, I don't have enough time to really discuss it, but yeah, you run a risk when you take your woman over there. When you take a Filipina out of her natural environment and you take her to America, man, you run all kind of risk of everything going wrong.
Out of her natural environment. Like, yo, man. It's like you talking about like a wild animal and shit. Like, you took that bear out of its natural environment and put it inside of a cage. What did you expect was going to happen? Like, fuck out of here.
Because she becomes Americanized really, really fast. And this little woman, this little shy, timid, beautiful soul that you met in the province becomes a monster, becomes your worst nightmare. And they don't, you know, and they have no consideration for your feelings after a while. So I'm gonna do a part 2 because I don't have enough time today. You know, I'm doing my videos on my phone. And so I can't go in the settings and so I can make it longer than 15 minutes. So I'm gonna do a part 2. Do you pose any risk? Absolutely. Would that happen to your girlfriend? I don't know. It depends on her personality. But thanks for stopping by. And if you're in America, it's late. Before you let your head hit the pillow, please help somebody. If you're on one of them late grocery runs, you see somebody in the street, buy them something to eat. Give them something to drink.
All right. Anyway, right. Yo, look, man, I figured y'all would enjoy this. And like, yo, anybody thinking about going out here and getting you a Filipino chick or some nonsense, I'm be honest with you, son. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, think about going out here and getting you a, you know what I mean, an Eastern European chick or going and getting you, you know, a Vietnamese broad or going and getting you whatever. just next time you think about that thought, come back and watch this video again and remember what you're up against. And I'll do a part 2 to this, you know what I'm saying? Probably like later tomorrow or some shit. But I go to bed. Y'all know the deal, man. Like, share, and subscribe. It's Tom. Peace. Peace.